Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and it looks like Soldier has received a buff on the PTR, which is awesome. Now, if you look at what I'm doing on the screen right now, I'm firing at the wall. You can see when I burst fire, the spread recovery is, well, it's instant. There is no spread recovery time. It feels absolutely instant. When I go fully auto, you'll notice the spread, and then when I stop and then I fire again, it's basically instant recovery. Now, this is what Jeff Goodman has said on the forums. Jeff Goodman is the principal game designer of Overwatch. He says this: the last change was to Soldier 76's weapon. In the latest update today, you will find that his weapon spread behaves a little bit differently. In general, you'll notice the weapon starts its spread a bit earlier, but recovers the spread much more quickly. The net result of these changes should improve his effectiveness when burst firing his weapon, and helps get back into a more accurate state quickly when you've hit max spread. The end result should increase his effectiveness at longer ranges. So what you're going to see throughout this video is me using Soldier, how I guess Blizzard wants Soldier to be used. You can go fully auto, right? You go fully auto when it's point blank and you're just blasting away. Or if I want to go fully auto into a Reinhardt shield, then maybe I'll do that. Although there I was just sort of bursting into it just to test it. Or if Tracer jumps on me, yeah, I can go fully auto in a face because the spread doesn't really matter. But it's very interesting that what Jeff said here is the end result should increase his effectiveness at longer ranges, and it really, really does. You've got Soldier now who can do a 4 or 5 shot burst at range, stop firing, and then fire again, and it is pinpoint accurate. Like, you can hit people, and you're not going to like do massive damage to them and kill them because you're Soldier, right? Soldier's not all about instant damage. Soldier's about constant damage over time that pushes people away from areas, especially at long range. And you will see in this video, I'm aiming at people, I'm firing at them, I'm pushing them away from points. It is so effective. This now feels really, really great to me. The only kind of reservation I've got is I remember before there was a macro you could use, which would essentially abuse Soldier spray recovery. Now, you could fire, then stop, then fire, then stop, then fire, then stop. And if you set that up onto a macro button, like on your keyboard or your mouse or whatever, it would almost give you pinpoint accuracy all the time while firing fully auto. It was doing it that fast. Now, Jeff does say there is a little bit of spread recovery. So when I've been playing like a little bit of spread recovery time, but it is much quicker than it was before. When I'm playing, I'm not noticing that. I'm firing, stopping, firing, firing, stopping, firing, which I guess is what they want Soldier to do. I mean, Soldier has an assault rifle. Assault rifles are not fully automatic, accurate at long range. You fire in bursts. At least I think that's what they do. Anybody who's got experience with actual assault rifles can probably correct me in the comments, but I've always felt like Soldier should be like this. Soldier should be the character who has the sustain. He can stay in the fight, but also he pokes at people. Now you're very reliable at taking out Pharahs. You were kind of reliable at doing this before. You can probably still argue McCree's maybe the better character for doing it, because if McCree lands the headshots, he's going to do the big damage, and McCree's range is still good enough to almost all of the time do work on Pharah. But you do have Soldier now where maybe not as effective as McCree or a very good McCree player within the medium range, but at the longer range you've now got Soldier who can actually contribute to the damage, who can poke, who has got consistent aiming, because his damage hasn't changed. His damage is the same, but it's just the accuracy. His spread was way too much before and it took too long to recover. So Soldier was very inaccurate. He was very random. You could almost say he was kind of like Hanzo, where Hanzo does rely on, and no offense to Hanzo mains, but Hanzo does rely on a little bit of luck. You need to fire at people, but you also need them to juke in the right way, and you know, so when you're firing at them in a duel, that it hits them, and Hanzo's still kind of random based. But it was not. It didn't feel very good for Soldier because Soldier's got a hit scan weapon. You see, with Hanzo, it's projectile. Soldier, the bullets are landing wherever the crosshair is, or they should be. But Soldier should never be able to just go fully auto. This actually is quite nice. Nice use of the ultimate. What I'm doing here is, I know Reinhardt's barriers up, so I'm going to just run through it and take out the backline. That's what you should do with Soldier, especially when you've been nano boosted as well. Although, when you do get nano boosted, try and resist the urge to just run straight in like a crazy person, because sometimes you could just stand still. Like, a lot of people seem crazy, just go straight in. But yeah, that was nice, Afana, well played. So yeah, what we've got is Soldier, who is, I don't know, I really like this. It's kind of a minor change, but it means that Soldier is this burst firing, highly accurate, sort of low damage character. But if somebody jumps on top of him, you can go fully auto and just blast them. And obviously, don't forget you've got the Helix Rocket, which does a ton of damage. So if somebody jumps on top of you, you can spray at them, blast the Helix Rocket into the ground. He seems like he's in a pretty good place now. I mean, like I generally do towards the end of these videos, I want you guys to give me your thoughts on how you think Soldier plays. I want you to play him on the PTR as well. To me, this is great because Soldier was completely out of the meta towards the end. Well, I guess halfway through Season 1 even. when McCree received certain buffs and McCree was too powerful, then they reined McCree back in. But McCree kind of still replaced Soldier. Now I feel like Soldier does have a use because you have the consistent accuracy. If you have the aim, you can do work with Soldier. And Soldier is a good character. He's a good all-round character. He generally has answers to almost every enemy hero. It's not like that person completely counters Soldier or anything like that. No, Soldier can actually do stuff, and I am happy with this. It's going to be interesting to see if Blizzard actually make any more changes to this, because in my humble non-game designer opinion, I think that we are looking at probably Soldier we're going to see in Season 2 now. And I think I will probably play him a little bit in Season 2 based off this. I still think McCree is probably the better pick if you are extremely accurate. But if you're somebody like me and you're kind of a little bit better with tracking game rather than pinpoint accuracy, landing individual shots, you're still going to do work with Soldier. I think it's ridiculous. Alright guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. You've seen me playing Soldier on the PTR, and he's received a buff where his weapon is highly accurate when you burst fire it, and when it goes to, like, if you go over the burst fire, like the 4 or 5 shots, and you get the full spread, it pretty much instantly recovers, so you can continue to burst fire. So he is the guy now that you really want to be burst firing at long range. Somebody jumps on you, you can just fully auto them because you're still going to do damage to them, and fire your Helix rocket in. Alright guys, I'm Stylosa, this is Unit Lost. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming. And I'll catch you next time, guys. Toodaloo.